There we go. And we got a trail maker here. Does anybody know who this trail maker is? You're way over there. The trail maker's way over here. We got to take the video around the sled. What do you know about this thing? Otherwise, I'm going to make something up.
Make something up.
All right.
I'll correct you.
All right. So let's see if I get this right. Trail maker was one of the early sleds. I think this is like a 67. Did I guess right? All right. 67. And they were kind of their own thing. They were different than Polaris. And right next to that, we've got, how are they different than Polaris? They got big wheels under here. And did they have a rubber track?
Yes, you can take that off and then add a wheel kit. You can actually
Hold
put
on.
you can actually put wheels on there, you know, wheel kit. So you can drive it on the road or whatever.
All right, so that's like the early sleds. They always had that the idea that you could put wheels on them and drive them down the road and do whatever.
And that is factory. They used old guardrail. Put on there for skis.
Okay, so they use old road guardrails for skis. There's something we didn't know before. All right, then coming over here, we got a snow traveler. This is Polaris. This is kind of the beginning. It's like a 64. Is that what that is? That's yours too?
63.
63? Hey, I'm doing pretty good. All right, so that's 63 snow traveler. Rear engine, that's a 4-stroke engine in there, right? Sorry, what? Lawson engine. And obviously you did the seat. Getting a good video of that. And then this is not a Polaris. What this is don't tell me. No, tell me, I don't know.
It's Eskimotor, teeny.
Eskimotor Teeny. I knew that too, but I didn't remember it. And what's the difference? Did Polaris make any part of this, or were they on their own? They were on their own. Okay, well, this is a 64? 62. All right. Then we go over here, we've got a Husky. Whose is this? Yours too. All right. You ever ride this and have it come down on your lap with the handlebar? Oh.
You can see the handlebars are bent like this there. They're curved up.
Yeah. So this is curved up a little bit. Some of those other ones, when you ride them, when you go up a hill, the handlebar come down and smack you pretty good. What year is this one? This is
64, isn't it? Yeah, 64.
64? Okay. All right, so we got some early representation. Thanks for bringing these out. These are awesome. All right, come on, we'll go over here.
Okay.
We'll start up here with the Sears. And I don't know who Sears this is. Yours? All right, so Sears didn't actually build snowmobiles. And here's the story. It says, my dad bought this sled in 1968. Floor model in Sears. We'll get that on there. The track and sprockets are from Skidoo. Clean points set the timing. The seat needed new plywood and base. And back, I removed 2.5 cups of rust from the gas tank. How'd you get this is the original seat, obviously. It says Sears Snow Cruiser. So that's been preserved really well. Nice job on that. Nice job. And who actually made this for Sears? You know? Okay, so this is a Scorpion. Okay. Scorpion trailer sled, basically repainted for Sears. That's one of the questions you get about how many manufacturers were there. What's a manufacturer? Is Sears a manufacturer because it was made by Scorpion and painted blue? I don't know. But one of the things we do is we put together this sheet here that says what is vintage, and it goes through different things that are vintage. And we're in the 1967 and older, and it's basically, well, they got 2 strokes. Some of them have steel tracks. Some of them now have rubber tracks. Then we go over to this Skidoo. Anybody know who this is? All right, otherwise I got to read it. What is it? What's in your lot? What is it? 67 Alpine. The Alpine 2 tracks. These, you can get the video of the 2 tracks there. These were awesome because in the early days of snowmobiling, I remember my dad built a drag. They didn't have trails. They just cut, trails through the woods, and then they built a drag, and they drag the trails with these guys. So that was a big trail dragging sled back in the day. And if you ever ride up through Lugerville, a sled just like that was used to drag those trails all the time. All right. Restored 67 and older. Here we got, this is like a 64 or 5 Skidoo. What is this?
I mean the motor's there.
On the phone, I gotta answer mom's call.
No, just ignore it.
Okay. She called you like 8 times though.
All right, so this is, doesn't say what year. Anybody know?
61.
Does it say 61? Yeah. All right, so this is 61. And this is when they got the rubber track on there for the first time, so that's pretty cool. And they had metal skis. I think the earlier ones had wooden, or maybe these were replaced.
No, he's married my cousin.
All right, then we got what is this? This is oh my gosh, this is Olympic. The Olympic, we're a little short on skidoos this year, I noticed. Where's our skidoo guys? They gotta represent a little better here. But this is Olympic. Usually you can see a lot of these around here. This one's really nicely restored on the back too. They did that? All right, what's the rarity on the car?
That was original Skidoo for an Olympic S, and Skidoo pulled them after everybody blew them up because they were leaning one carburetor out.
Oh, really?
And they put HRs on them and threw these away. If you find them, they're rarer than heck.
So what kind of carburetor is that then?
They're same old Phillipsons, but
Okay.
they're two of them.
Okay.
And one, if you lean one out, it'll to get a little more speed, you'll blow it up.
Oh,
So Skidoo gave
cool.
Skidoo gave them all of the updates to a HR carburetor and threw these carbs away.
So it's pretty hard to find these, obviously.
Find a sled like this, yes, hard.
This is yours? Yeah. Okay, so what's the difference between an Olympic S and some other model Olympic that year? Or what's?
Olympic S was a twin carburetor.
Got it, okay. So we learned something. All right, that's what we're here for. Thanks a lot. All right, we got a big old Mercury. We should be playing that song, Crazy. She's Crazy About a Mercury. I don't know whose this is, but big old Mercury. And these have the throttle ignition right there. That's kind of cool to point out. All right, moving on. Oh, what is this thing? This is Bowens. These are original 68 to 70. And that's another one where you gotta be careful going up hills or it'll smack you. Then we come to a 69 Panther. And this is basically original. And this is when they were putting gas tanks in the back. They were still in the 60s and early 70s. They were still trying to figure out where to put the gas tanks, where to put the engines, where to put the passenger. So that's what they were doing with that one. Then we got the Panther here. I don't know if anybody knows whose Panther this is. Are those what they call Montana pipes? Does anybody know? Yep. That's what they call Montana pipes. Okay. So if I get this right, I think you're the expert. You're now the expert. Okay. All right. So if I get this right, you couldn't get those from the factory, but you could buy them and put them on, right?
Actually, they came from the factory.
Oh, they came from.
Yes, they came from the factory that has that had Montana pipes that the factory option.
Oh wow. Okay. So Montana pipes are factory optional in that state. So that's pretty cool. That's your sled?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I just dealt with them a little bit.
Okay. So all right. Moving on, we got a Bowens Diablo. This is nicely restored. I don't know if anybody knows anything about this. They were not fast. I know that. All right, and then what do we have here?
Oh, it's a 69 Moscato. Okay. There's only like 150 to 200 of them built over in Minnesota. Right? And this one here particularly was used and abused pretty well. I guess the kids rode the living crap out of it. They twirled back in the day. They figured they probably got how many miles?
They figured they got about 3,000 miles on this sled. We got it from the original owner. It sat 30 years on a shelf in a garage. It was all smashed. It was all rusted. They painted it. It was a total mess. Tore it all down. Got everything shined up, repainted. Bodywork fixed on it. It's got a 309 Kohler in it.
Yeah, but I put in wood stove.
Well done, guys. Well done. Where'd you get the parts? You said you restored it. Did you need parts or was it all there?
Yeah, all the parts were there. We just had to fix up, the seat cover's not original, but everything else pretty much is.
Wow, nice job. Really nice job. Anybody ever seen a Moscato before?
I built a jammer on a
That's why we're here. Oh, Aaron's Arrow. Anybody know whose Aaron's Arrow this is? All right, come on, tell me about this Aaron's Arrow 440 SS. This is Ted. Hey, Ted. That's pretty cool.
Aaron's only made snowmobiles from 69 to 72. They stopped production in 73 after 7 machines. It's a ski rule, and Aaron's took the bodies and put the new top on it and a different seat to make it their own, but it's actually a ski rule snowmobile.
Do you know what model ski rule this one is?
No.
Okay. So it's basically whatever 440 ski rule was that year, right?
Correct.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice job on that. All right, so that's the restored. We don't have clunkers this year, so I'm really disappointed. We're gonna go down to this next aisle over here. Actually, yeah, we'll come down this aisle and just make a shot at figuring this out. We'll go over here. We got an Arcat Lynx. This is like a 76 to 80. We'll do this little group here, and then we'll come down and 76 or 79 Lynx. I don't think that's the original color, is it? The pink? Anybody know? No? They got a Rupp, and this is a 76 Rupp. And one of the cool things to think about or look at in the 70s, mid-70s, is what they're doing with the skis. They had these shock absorbers to prevent the skis from flopping around, and they put them in different spots. Different companies put them in different spots, so kind of cool in that area. Then we got the Chrysler Snow Runner here. What show would be complete without a Chrysler Snow Runner? They're actually kind of hard to find these days now, I think. All right, moving on. I gotta get my gloves on. We're over here. We're gonna go down this middle aisle, and this is restored 71 to 75. We got a Brute. I don't know if anybody knows anything about this Brute. It was nicely restored. Nobody? All right.
Yeah, that one's mine.
That one yours. What do you know about that Brute?
Well, it's a 73 model, they're 440 triples, and then they, when it was a bunch of Polaris performance engineers that broke away to start Blue, and they wanted to go with liquid cooling. Polaris wasn't too keen on it at the time, so they went with it. Engines are very similar to Polaris engines, maybe the same manufacturer.
Oh, cool. So really it's like Polaris know-how with some liquid cooling in there.
It was one of the first ones. I don't know if it was the first, but it was one of the first.
Yeah. And you said that's 73?
Yeah, it is.
All right, cool. Very nice. Well done on the restoration, too. Starcraft Eliminator 440. Come on over. Let's talk about this Starcraft. Did you bring that other Starcraft, too?
That's my brother's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. This one here?
Yeah, this one here. Tell me about the restoration, what you do. And why is the carburetor pointed up?
The reason we did that, because we couldn't, those Pilsons, we couldn't get them to coincide. So we got the conversion, and it runs perfect on that. I can't talk very much.
Okay, so I've been there. All right, so basically this is a restored. They put a different carb on. This is the original engine. It's Kohler, right?
Yep.
All right. Hey, I'm doing pretty good.
Yep.
All right. Everything else is original on here?
Oh, yes, it is.
Everything's original on there, guys, so that's pretty cool. I like how they, and if you haven't seen the RPM gauges over here, speedometer's over there.
Yep.
So it's got a kind of a cool dash,
Oh, yeah.
or panel, whatever you want to call it. Then we come up to the double Raider. Whose double Raider is this? Is this yours?
Hi, this is a double Eagle 75. Raiders are made from 71 to 75. The orange one is the last year 75. They're leftovers that were gold, and then they were sent back to the factory. This has a Kohler motor. All the other ones have CCWs.
Oh.
And so this is, it goes about 70, 75. Pretty neat. I had it custom restored by J&M in Hastings, Minnesota. The guy does awesome work, and his dad sold it to me. His dad, the guy who did the custom work, he knew a lot about them, and there are very few orange ones left. They think there were about 200 made.
Holy cow. Oh, so they only use that engine that 1 year?
75 is the only year with the Kohler motor.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And did they all have the cleats on the tracks?
Yes.
They had that all every year, okay.
The tracks vary an inch or two from like 73 to 74. And then this was the skinniest track. They ain't really a powder sled, they're trail sleds.
Yeah, okay. All right, thanks a lot. All right, then we come to another Panther. And this one is from Lance of Medford, and this one got Montana pipes too, which we now know are factory option. All right, then we have a Rupp 400. Anybody want to claim the Rupp 400? Otherwise, I don't know much about Rupps, so I'm sorry. Other than it's a 73 and it's nicely restored. Steven's getting a good video of it here. And I don't even know what engine that thing has in it. All right, and we have the Colt 340 SS. Polaris is, we wouldn't be here without the Colt 340, so this is, you know, an important piece of history. Polaris's first entry, or, well, not first entry, but their entry into that early 70s era. Is that your Colt? No. All right, then we get to Arcat Lynx. Arcat Lynx, this is the little version of the Arcat, I think. I don't know that much about the Lynx other than we tried to get one and we couldn't get it to come up the hill. So there was some kind of a power issue with it.
The Lynx is the shortest track, and then the Puma.
Hold on.
And the Lynx is the shortest track, then the Puma, then the Cheetah, then the Panther. And track weight.
Okay.
That's why you had a short track.
All right.
Look how short they are.
Yeah, a short little sled. That's cool. All right, then we have moving on to the Columbia here, and this is really cool. Not just because it's Columbia, but because somebody managed to find the Columbia helmet to go with that. Where did you find Starcraft helmet?
The story behind this, it was purchased in northern Minnesota, and the guy had it for only a week, and he traded it back in because it wasn't fastened at the dealership. The dealership put it in their warehouse. It sat in that warehouse for 46 years undercover. And then this guy bought it 6 years ago, and he had it and put it in the museum in Eagle River on display for a couple of years. And then he put it online to sell it because he didn't want to have it anymore, and I bought it. Because my brother has that StarCraft 440.
Got it.
And back in the day, my uncles, Roger and Earl Emmerich, used to sell StarCraft snowmobiles west of Metro.
Oh,
They
yeah?
had a StarCraft dealership. So that's why it's in our family, that StarCraft was.
Oh, cool.
But that's the story behind where this came from.
Cool. So, did you have the helmet then, or did?
No, that came from my brother, from my uncle, and that was bought west of Medford. Same
right.
as my brother's 440.
Okay.
Dealer.
So that's pretty cool. So the helmet was sold right here in Medford.
Yeah.
Not often you see StarCraft, so that's pretty cool. All right, now we move on to the Polaris TX500 Limited. This is really the big, I think one of the fast sleds of the day was that TX500. And nice to have an example of that. Moving on, we got this Arctic here. This is a Puma and, who's that? Jacob? Is that Jacob? Or, is that yours? Come over here. Where did you get those saddlebags?
I've had them for a number of years, and just throw them on and go on runs.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We don't see those very often. I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I've got a couple sets of them.
Wow. All right. Very cool. Very cool. Moving on, we got a Polaris here. We got a couple of Polarises. Anybody want to play ownership with the TX and the TX500 Limited? All right. Tell me a little bit about this because I'm not a TX guy, so I don't know.
It's, my boss had it in his garage, and he says, $500, come pick it up. I said, deal. And then the guy that helped me bring it home, so I'll give you $1,000. I said, no, you won't. I'm keeping it. It's in good shape, and it's going to stay that way. So
What's the top speed of the TX500?
don't know. Talking Greek to me, I'm a cat man.
All right. All right, moving on, we got a John Deere JD400. This is a mid-engine. Anybody want to claim the John Deere here? Tom, you're here? Otherwise, I'll talk about John Deere. They came out with these. They had a JD 300, 400. I think they had a
800.
600 or something like that.
They had an 800 too, didn't
But
they?
this was their John Deere's first entry into the market. Was this sled, this style. All right, moving on to the Evinrude. We've got an Evinrude rotary. Whose rotary is this? Roy, are you here? How'd you end up with a rotary?
I bought it from a guy up by Tomahawk last year.
All right, how's that thing run?
Runs very good.
So, did you get looks when you're running it because it sounds so different?
I've never had a chance to run it, haven't had any snow.
I haven't had a chance to run it. We need snow. Yeah, so the rotaries were a big deal back in the early to mid '70s. Thought that was going to be a big deal until the fuel shortage. But they sound different. They sound very different than a regular snow. So thanks for bringing that. We got a GDX4. This is John Deere's next generation. So you got the first generation there, the second generation here. It was really a marketing thing. There weren't a lot of changes. Anybody know anything about the GDX4? Otherwise, that's what I'll say about it. Moving on, we've got the Rupp Yankee. Again, I don't know enough about Rupp to be saying anything other than it's a Rupp. Moving on, we got an Articat 295, the LT grade. This is when they started getting a little bit more advanced with what they could do. You see that, here's what I want to show, the panel and the dashboard there. They got a few more instruments in there. There's a little more polished sled. And then this is a free air. So this is, in terms of cooling, the air blows in there. You start seeing some more free air machines in here. All right, now we got a Scorpion Stinger. Anybody want to talk about a Scorpion Stinger? Oh, I don't talk about a Scorpion Stinger. I don't know anything about Scorpions. All right, moving on, we got Suzuki. Suzuki entered in, 72 or 73, I think. And then they had these red, white, and blue sleds. They were in there for a while, and then they just started making engines for other people. So that's what the Suzuki is about. I don't know a ton about them. And then we come to a snowpack, which surprisingly I know too much about. So whose snowpack is this? He's inside. So snowpack was made by Leisure Moore out of Green Bay, or made for Leisure Moore out of Green Bay. The original snowpacks were green and yellow. And the rumor was that they sold them to the Green Bay Packers, or to the Green Bay Packers, and people in Green Bay bought them. And then snowpack was bought and sold. And then they moved out and they made these gold flake versions. This is the rear end engine version and the front engine version as well. If you're here, there aren't many of these things floating around. Get a picture and get a good look because you probably won't see one again. So Ken Johnson and I owe a good job. All right, here we are. The Grand Prix Police Special. Red and blue lights on the front. You got a siren, you got a CD. And then the Grand Prix is awesome because, check out the handlebars on this thing. The grips are kind of like a spaceship steering. But the police had snowmobiles back in the day. My dad was a cop and he rode an Evinrude home one time, which the police had. Remember that? All right, we got another JDX4. Anybody want to talk about this JDX4? All right, so John Deere, it's the same generation. This was before they got into the kind of next group. Moving on, we got another Polaris. This is that a Colt? Yeah, that's a 295 Colt, it says. All right. Moving on down the road, we got a Scorpion Stinger. Stingerette. And I don't know about that Stingerette, but they also managed to find a helmet, so that was pretty cool. And we got the Polaris, I don't know what this one is. I don't know what this one is. Anybody know what this one is?
It's a 292. So that's
292. Alright. We got the links. Then we're going to come down over here. We're going to hit this row. We're going to hit the kids' fest. Over here we got the cutters. Anybody know about this Yamaha, the 1973 Yamaha cutter? Who's that? Alright. We'll stall while you make your way over here. So the cutters, we got a couple of them. We got a Articat cutter. I don't know, is that yours? We got a, back here we got a, I don't even know what this is, a snow cruiser cutter. That looks like a third party thing. We got another cat cutter, a Trailmate Polaris. This is your Yamaha?
Yes, it is.
How did you get this thing together?
Well, the cutter itself is the back end of a 1972 Skidoo caboose.
Yep.
And I cut it, I narrowed it, I took the bulkhead off of a 73 GP 433, mated it, and then did the body work to it, make it look just like the sled, as you can see, because Yamaha never built a cutter.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have something unique, something different, and I think I made it.
Yes, you did. Nice job on that.
Thank you so much.
What year is this? This is 73.
They're both 73s, I consider them.
Okay, so they're both 73s. Very nice. And you restored the snowmobile too?
Correct, yes.
Cool. Very nice job.
Thank you.
Good job on that. We're gonna go over here to, what do we call this thing?
The Dream Machine.
The Dream Machine.
The Dream Machine.
Yep.
Tell us about the Dream Machine.
The Dream Machine is kind of custom built for, it was the Earl's Jalopy ride originally, and he had a Dream Machine class, so we started dreaming.
There you go.
And it's been, we started in like the mid-90s, and it's been just kind of evolving ever since.
So you do a little bit more every year?
Every year we do a little bit more, yep. It just changes as the years go along.
All right, that's cool. Probably a ride on the trails.
It is actually.
All right. Did you have one here? Oh, tell me about the Polaris Sled, because this looks like a cut open Polaris Sled or something.
Hood opens to open it up. It's got heated handle grips. It's got tail lights, brake lights, a horn, seat belt for kids.
It's got a horn? Where's the horn?
Horn button's right
Oh,
here.
sure enough, there's the horn button.
And this is their handlebar.
Now, as somebody who spent time in a cutter, I can appreciate the heated handlebars. That is a cold
And it
experience.
really rides nice and trails nice. You can have it up to 50 miles an hour with a Delta, no problem.
So what's the base made out of here?
That's off on 91 snowmobile.
Okay, it's off of 91. All right.
Polaris, yeah. Go ahead, sit in there. Yeah.
There, it actually works pretty good. That's the first cutter that actually looks like it'd be comfortable. All right.
And then you put a sleeping blanket in there and zip it up and it stay nice and warm.
All set. Here you go. All right. We're gonna make our way down here. We got a couple more cutters. We got a few boots. We got the little things. We got a little moto ski here.
Think about it.
Little kitty cat. A couple of kitty cats. And I forget what this thing here is. This is a ski lark. A little ski lark. Anybody want to claim these things? Otherwise, we got the Landy, we got the Snow Tamer, we got the Alouette. So the kids' sleds are well represented. And then we got this little skipper. I don't know who brought this or what this is. I've never seen one of these before. All right. All right, then we get to the roughs. Again, we got some racing sleds, and it looks like somebody's got a bunch of really nicely restored roughs. 400, 600, 800. Then we got a 440 rough. We've got the Blizzard. This is the three-cylinder free air going on. We got the Harley Davidson. Anybody bring the Harley? Okay. And then we got another, this looks like a free air Arctic racing thing. What is this thing? Don't even know.
EXT. 71 EXT.
71 EXT? Alright, and we got a Polaris Flying Star. That looks like it's a 340 free air. Alright, here we are. We got the Thunderjet. This is a race Thunderjet, and you don't see many of these. What do you know about this Thunderjet?
That my mom used to race it when she was younger.
And how many races did she win? Lots? Lots?
Yeah.
And how many times have you raced this?
Once.
Once? So this was your first year racing?
Yeah.
I heard you did pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Her mom won the 2013 Women's World Championship with it in Eagle River.
2013 Women's World Champion was won on this Thunderjet. And I suspect that judging by your age, the 2028 will be won on this Thunderjet as well.
Probably.
Is that a pretty good guess?
Yeah.
I think so. And I'm not videotaping you, I'm videotaping the flag for the ISO Unlimited. All right. Anything else you want to tell me about this? Like the switches, what do they do?
The lube, you normally want this on when you race, so and then
The lube, track lube,
yeah.
tether.
Yeah. And you normally want the fuel on when you're racing.
Yep. Cool. You gonna race again in a couple of days here?
Yeah.
All right. We got another race coming up on February 22nd.
We do.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Oh, and then we have the John Deere Liquidator. You don't see a lot of these either. This is a 340 Liquidator. These are cross-country racing sleds. This is the 2600 built for cross-country racing. John Deere's going to feed into that. And we get the 3-cylinder, the Polaris 3-year 3-cylinder there. Another Polaris 3-cylinder 270. We got a couple of we call them modern-looking sleds, but they're not. I mean, they're old.
Yeah, she's
already.
happy on it. It's a girl, so my daughter actually, Tenley, she's 8.
And we got the
and then
800.
she'll be
Then we get into kind of the 89 to 2000 era, and here this is where you see a lot of trailing arm suspension. We got a light deluxe.
This one's only got 53 miles on it. Original, never been registered. 53 miles on this one, never been registered.
And there's a 3/4 tank of gas.
Yeah, well, it was full at the beginning of the year. The kids rode it 10 miles already.
All right. Wow. That's in nice shape. All right, we got it. Polaris Indy Light here. And you're going to tell me about this. What's interesting about this snowmobile?
It's really cool because it has the electric cane warmers. I use those a lot. And it has the things where you open that.
So these things open here, huh?
Yeah. I feel like the glove box, and then this opens too.
Got a glove box back there?
Yep.
And look how many miles are on that.
Yeah.
53. Did you put most of those on?
Yeah.
You put most of those on?
Yeah. There were 40 when my dad bought. There were 40 miles on it when my dad bought it, but I put 53 miles on it.
So next year there'll be like 1,053 on there?
Yeah.
All right, cool. This is your snowmobile then?
Yeah.
You're a lucky girl. I like how it matches your outfit.
Yeah. I like the colors. There
Yeah.
was another one matching to it, but this was the better one, so we got this one.
That's really nice. Thanks, Kinsey. We got a 8650 for the wedge fans in the group. And 80 stones. And then we got a couple of, this is basically the wedge, actually, yeah. Here we got the Articat, and you start to see some of the A-arm suspension stuff that Articat was doing without the trailing arm. So that front suspension was changing at that time. And the Indy obviously had the trailing arm suspension. And then back there in the distance, you see the same thing. You see the white wedge, the Polaris. You see the Articats with the A-arms. And then right here, you've got the Skidoo Formula MX, and that's got a trailing arm on it. Skidoo kind of finally went to that trailing arm there. All right, moving on, we got some kind of the Polaris entries here. The trail these, and then we get to the John Deere. Is Andrew here? Is Andrew here? Okay, Andrew, I'm going to talk about your John Deeres. Andrew brought some really awesome John Deeres. We have an example of a Trailfire LX here. They're all well restored. So this is John Deere's kind of last entries, and it looks like you got the latest models of each one. So this Trailfire, you can tell it's the latest model. It's got the blue. And then right next to it, the Trailfire, by the way, is a fan-cooled sled. Right next to it is a Sprintfire. This is not a Spitfire. Everybody's familiar with the John Deere Spitfire little 340. This is a 340 liquid-cooled, direct drive Sprintfire. This looks like it's an 84.
They're all 84s.
They're all 84s, so we got the last one. So this is a liquid fire. This is an 84. And that was obviously John Deere's liquid-cooled 440 sled. And then right next to it, we have a very, 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 very rare John Deere Snowfire from 1984. This is the last 3-year snowmobile ever made. And it's here at our show, so that's pretty cool. And then we have the Sportfire, and the Sportfire was the 440 fan pull snowmobile that John Deere made. So Andrew brought us the 1984 complete John Deere lineup. So thank you very much, Andrew, for bringing the entire lineup here. It's really well restored. And then we got the Blizzard 7500. I love the Blizzard. I saw this exact sled in the showroom. And that's the only snowmobile I ever saw in the showroom growing up as a kid. So there's a lot of good memories there. And then we finish out here, we've got a Polaris TX. TX was just before they went to the Indy class. And then we have a TXL, that's their liquid cooled version. And then over here, this unassuming looking Arctic Trail Cat is one of the first snowmobiles to have a trailing arm suspension on it. And so that was brought up by Arctic. And then we have the Kawasaki Let the Good Times Roll, and thank you everybody.
Alright, we're going to add on to the video here. These are the club sleds. I'm not going to talk much about them. They're from our club, and that means that they don't get judged. So our club members never win a prize here. Because we're a bunch of losers, I guess.
No, that's got a wheel judge.
But that's club sleds, and people are out here having a good time, showing their sleds. And these, this old Fox track here, another old Fox track. Got a nice Arctic Cat. This is, you know, the original Alpine. And we got a couple of nice Scorpions here this year. From a club member. We managed to, almost slipped and killed myself there, find these. And actually this is, check that out. That's the Pabst Blue Ribbon. Man, there is actually kind of hard to find. Anyway, it wouldn't be a show without a Viking. And of course, all Vikings have jokes. Right there. ZR 700, greasy triple, and then the Arctic Cat, early Arctic Cat.
That's it for the sled roundup of this year. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you next year.